Hi, my name is Randy. I'm a software developer and a musician and a big fan of the CK series keyboards from Yamaha. And I wrote this little web based piece of software to manage patches and settings in my CK keyboards. And I thought I'd share it with the community, see if anybody else wanted to use it or if they got any value on it. So, anyways, the URL's below. There's no software that it installs, it runs in a browser. It doesn't write to the memory of your keyboard. It just basically will send patch data to the current live set. And then if you want to save that live set or whatever you come up with, all you do is use the store functionality, just like you store any other patch on your keyboard. So let me show you. Basically, you take your CK, plug a USB cable into it, and go to the URL. And assuming that you allow MIDI, there's a little toggle right there. When you first land on the page, it's going to ask you, to allow MIDI devices. Now, one of the drags is, of course, iOS does not allow talking to the MIDI API. So this app won't work on an iPhone. It won't work on an iPad. But just about any PC or Mac that runs Safari or Chrome, best on Chrome. That's all I've tested it on. It works great. So, anyways, hit the web page. You get this little patch builder button. You click on it, and it pulls up all these patches. These are basically my live sets, what I gig with when I gig. So, the keyboard I'm using is just a stock, just out of the box CK61 with just the factory patches in it. If I go through the patches, they're just the factory patches. So, anyways, let me show you how you can use this thing. So, right now, I just clicked on a patch name, and that sent that patch down to the keyboard. It just basically turned all the knobs and set the patch up. So now I have a patch right now in there with piano, organ, and Rhodes. Actually, the piano part's not even turned on. Typical 70s layered kind of sound. But the power of this thing is, now let's say I want to edit that. Well, of course you can use the knobs and you can dig in and do all kinds of stuff. But, I have a really good pizzicato violin sound down here, and I want to add that to this patch. So all I have to do is click on that part from one of my other patches, and it kind of does the equivalent of a cut and paste. It grabs the pizzicato violin from that part, throws it into part A, the target part. So right now I'm targeting part A. I could have sent that to part B or part C. Whichever one of these I have highlighted is where it's going to send the sound. So now I've sent that. Maybe I want to send this little guitar patch instead. It's that quick to change your patch. You can go to a whole nother patch. Sounds a lot like an Eddie Van Halen song. But all these patches, you can pull them up, and then you can make changes to them as you see fit. Let's say I like that patch. Oh, let me add a piano to part A. Well, I got a pretty good piano patch there. So you can see, you can basically glue together all your parts, and all that is really cool and fun, and I hope you can build all kinds of patches out of this. But there's another little thing that I thought was really cool. Oh, before I continue on, you can also just grab any default sound. So let's say I wanted to go to chromatic percussion and get a marimba sound from the factory sounds. So all the factory sounds, you can turn this knob and dial them in. But using the software, I can just pull up any one that I want anytime I want. So if I click here, I'm getting just the raw, just as if you dialed in the voice on your main selector wheel up here on the keyboard. But if I click over here, I'm getting like a full patch set. So, whatever happened to be in my patch just had some EQ or some, filter settings. So it just allows you to kind of work with all your parts and do all kinds of different things very quickly. But something that I kind of if you're looking for some inspiration, I programmed this other thing. This button up here generates a random live set. And it's really, if you're looking for something creative, you all you do is click on that button, and it'll go down here. It'll grab settings from a bunch of different random parts and glue them together. And okay, that's a pretty usable patch. Maybe what else do I got? Usable. Let's see what this is. It's got a little bit of a DX sound in there. So there you have a whole random set of sounds that maybe you wouldn't have thought to combine. And some of them are good, some of them are not so good. So there are two random buttons here. This first button grabs parts from my existing patches. So these are kind of my curated parts. They're parts that I've used in other patches. They may have effects, they may have filters, they may have all kinds of things set up on them. Now, there's a second button, the Random Live Set 2. Click on that button, and what that does is it builds a sound from completely randomly, well, there's a little bit of logic to it, but it'll kind of get random parts, and it'll build random parts with random effects and some things. And you get some really interesting, like I just clicked it. Meh, kind of meh. Let's see what else it comes up with. A little bit of distortion on that one. Whoops. Let's hear another one. So the idea here being, pretty synthy kind of sound. And these are all just unique. There's randomization happening in the patch. So if you like any of these patches, you got to save them because they're made. They're gone when they're all gone. So. Kind of an interesting little sound. Maybe something I wouldn't have dialed up before. Let's see what this was. Kind of a little organy 80s synth sound. Nice synthesizer brass sound. Let's see what this is. I don't know. It's got a little echo. You notice the stereo echo on that patch. Random. Not too usable. So anyways, the basic idea is this thing will make random patches. You can play with them. I've gotten some really nice ones, a couple of lead patches that just scream that I would have never figured out on my own. I'd love it if you guys would play with it. Give me any input you have. See if it's useful. I'm just sharing it with the community. Let me know if it works for you. Let me know if it doesn't. I hope you find some good patches, or you enjoy some of the patches that I've kind of selected for myself for a daily basis. Anyways, that's all. Thanks for your time, and have fun playing out there. You never know what you're going to get, so it's kind of tricky to try and play an outro.